In 1994, gaming was about to change forever. The landscape was shifting, and for the first time ever, we would experience games not in just 2 dimensions, but 3D environments, new forms of exploration, and a whole new level of immersion were all just around the corner. This was the beginning of the 3D revolution, and it all started with one game. Super Mario 64, the game that redefined platforming and set the standard for 3D games forever. Released in 1996 on the Nintendo 64, Mario's leap from 2D to 3D was nothing short of revolutionary. Gone were the days of simple side-scrolling. Now players could explore vast, open environments, climb walls, swim in lakes, and even fly through the air. The camera was the star here. Finally, we could control our view of the world, making the experience more personal and interactive. But let's not forget the world, the castles, the caves, the mountains. They were brimming with secrets, and every corner hid a new challenge. Then, in 1998, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time took that 3D world and elevated it to something even greater. The sprawling world of Hyrule came to life, and the quest of Link became one of the most epic adventures ever told. Every dungeon was a puzzle, every enemy a challenge, and the magic of the ocarina added a layer of depth few games have ever matched. From horseback riding to time travel, Ocarina of Time wasn't just a game, it was a living, breathing world. The music, the story, the innovations. This was an experience that transcended its medium. Even today, it's still regarded as one of the greatest games ever made. Enter Tomb Raider, a game that introduced us to one of the most iconic characters in gaming history, Lara Croft. Released in 1996, Tomb Raider gave us a taste of true 3D exploration, as Lara ventured through ancient tombs, solving puzzles and fighting wild animals and dangerous foes. The thrill of discovery, the rich environments, and the sense of isolation made Lara's adventures both exciting and terrifying. Lara wasn't just about action, she was about exploration. The puzzle-solving mechanics combined with the vast, open environments made each tomb a new world to conquer. And who could forget the iconic sound of Lara's voice as she confidently took on danger, often with nothing more than her wits and her trusty pistols. Fast forward to 1997 and we had GoldenEye 7, a game that single-handedly changed the way we looked at first-person shooters. On a console, no less. GoldenEye wasn't just a movie tie-in, it was a technical masterpiece that brought the world of James Bond to life with stunning visuals, immersive environments, and intense action. What made GoldenEye so special was its multiplayer. This was the first true multiplayer first-person shooter on a console, and it blew our minds. Up to 4 players could duke it out in death matches. And those long nights spent on the living room floor became a rite of passage for a generation of gamers. Meanwhile, on PC, Quake was redefining what we thought was possible in a first-person shooter. Released in 1996, Quake introduced us to true 3D environments, with mind-blowing graphics and fast-paced gameplay that set the standard for FPS games to come. It was dark, it was fast, and it was terrifying. With its revolutionary online multiplayer and incredible level design, Quake took the FPS genre to new heights. The game's online deathmatches brought players together from all over the world, and it sparked the early days of competitive gaming as we know it. If you were looking for something darker, Diablo delivered. Released in 1996, Diablo was a dungeon crawler that mixed action, RPG elements, and a terrifying atmosphere. It was a game about power, loot, and facing the darkest depths of hell itself. With randomly generated dungeons and a story that kept you on the edge of your seat, Diablo was more than just a hack-and-slash game. It was an addiction. You could spend hours just collecting loot and leveling up, always hunting for that next powerful item. Diablo created an entire subgenre of games that continues to inspire titles like Torchlight and Path of Exile. One of the most iconic moments in gaming history came in 1996, when Resident Evil brought survival horror to the mainstream. The eerie atmosphere, the terrifying zombies, and the sense of dread as you explored the Spencer Mansion set the stage for one of the greatest horror franchises ever. Resident Evil was more than just scary, it was a masterclass in tension. Limited ammo, slow-moving enemies, and jump scares that kept you on edge. The slow pace, combined with the puzzles and labyrinthine corridors, made it a game that would forever change how we approached horror in video games. Space combat was redefined in 1997 with Star Fox 64. This was the first game that made us feel like we were piloting a fighter jet in outer space, dodging asteroids, taking down enemy fighters, and blowing up massive enemy bases, all while listening to the unforgettable voice acting and soundtrack. Star Fox 64 wasn't just about shooting enemies, it was about strategy and speed. The gameplay was fast and fluid, and the controls made every mission feel like a high-stakes dogfight. Plus, the multiplayer mode let you engage in epic space battles with friends. Do a barrel roll became one of the most iconic lines in gaming history. Crash Bandicoot took the PlayStation by storm in 1996. This fast-paced platformer had everything: bright colors, smooth controls, and one of the most charismatic mascots ever. As Crash, you spun, jumped, and ran through levels filled with dangerous creatures, obstacles, and traps, all while trying to stop the evil Dr. Neo Cortex. What set Crash Bandicoot apart was its tight controls, and its unique sense of humor was also a blast. And those vibrant, detailed environments? They were an early showcase of what the PlayStation was capable of. Last but not least, we have Tekken III. Released in 1997, this fighter is considered by many to be one of the greatest 3D fighting games ever made. The character roster was diverse, the animations were smooth, and the combos were incredibly satisfying to pull off. Whether you were playing as Jin Kazama, Heihachi Mishima, or any of the other iconic characters, Tekken 3 offered some of the most fluid and technical combat of its time. And the multiplayer battles? Epic. It was a fighter's dream come true. From groundbreaking 3D worlds to intense combat and first-person shooter experiences, the mid-90s were a time of incredible innovation in gaming. These games changed the landscape of video games forever, and they still influence the industry today. But we're not done yet. In our next episode, we'll dive deeper into the next wave of gaming greatness. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and let me know in the comments which game from this era made the biggest impact on you. Thanks for watching, and keep the nostalgia alive.